Hi, I'm Chris Thompson, and today I'm talking about Jimmy Buffett's $275 million estate and the ongoing legal dispute between two of his co-trustees, including his wife, Jane Buffett, and his longtime financial advisor, Richard Mozenter. Let's get into it. When Jimmy Buffett died on September 1st, 2023, his family trust kicked in, and two of his co-trustees began fighting over the assets. Long story short, Jimmy Buffett's wife, Jane Buffett, is fighting with his longtime financial advisor, Richard Mozenter, and the lawsuits have started to fly. Jane Buffett alleges that Richard Mozenter charged excessive fees of $1.75 million annually and mismanaged the trust, causing the estate to only bring in $2 million annually. While that's a lot of money to most people, when you consider that Jimmy Buffett's estate is worth $275 million, then that $2 million a year that it's generating is less than 1% return on the estate's investments. Right now, the average rate on a one-year certificate of deposit, or CD, is between 1.6 to 2% annually. CDs are known to be incredibly conservative investment vehicles that produce a very stable and low return on investment. If Jimmy Buffett's estate were to liquidate all of his assets and invest in CDs, then they could make $5.555 million a year at an interest rate of 2.02%. Index funds track specific market indexes like the S&P 500 and offer a way to diversify investments. In 2025, the S&P 500 is expected to return 10%, including dividend payments. If Jimmy Buffett's estate were to invest in an index fund pegged to the S&P 500, then the estate could expect to make $27.5 million a year in interest. If Jimmy Buffett's estate was feeling risky, then they could always roll the dice and invest in a high-yielding REIT like Medical Properties Trust, which is called MPW, and it's paying 27% annual dividend. If Jimmy Buffett's estate was feeling risky, they could always roll the dice and invest in a high-yield, high-risk REIT like Medical Properties Trust, which is MPW ticker symbol. Currently, it's paying 27% annual dividend because it's considered a high-risk investment. If they invested everything in Medical Properties Trust and the company didn't go bankrupt, then they could make $74.25 million at an interest rate of 27% per year. So if Jimmy Buffett's estate is only making $2 million a year on top of a $275 million business empire, then something clearly isn't right in Margaritaville. Thanks for listening to my hot take about the fight over Jimmy Buffett's $275 million estate. If you haven't already, smash that like button and consider subscribing to my channel so you'll be notified next time I drop a hot take. Thanks.